In politics, nothing happens out of mere coincidence. Everything in politics is normally well planned, well scripted, and executed to achieve a specific political objective. William Samoei Ruto, who is the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya and one of the leading presidential candidates in this country, has been leading in opinion polls for the last 4 years. But last week, Infotrak released their latest opinion poll. And Raila Odinga was leading the Deputy President for the first time in a very long time. Let me just share with you some of the results. According to that finding, William Ruto is at 32%. They asked the question, the 2022 presidential elections will be a two-horse race between Ruto and Raila. If elections were to be between Ruto and Raila, Ruto would get 32%. Raila Odinga would get 33%. And you go to political parties based on their popularity. UDA is more popular at 33. ODM is at 32. That's according to Infotrak. And then the moment they released that poll, the Star Kenya, the Star newspaper, through their Twitter handle, also conducted an opinion poll. And they asked a simple question. According to Infotrak, ODM leader would win presidential elections if polls are held today, beating Ruto. Do you agree with the survey? Again, during their opinion poll, which was on Twitter, and you know, Twitter you can't rig, 51% said yes, they agreed with that poll. And 49% said no, they don't agree. Again, Raila Odinga was leading. And it has been consistent. Mutai Ngunyi has been conducting monthly opinion polls on his Twitter handle. In that opinion polls, Raila Odinga has also consistently been gaining the ground. So in this video today, I want us to look at the objective of this particular poll. Why Raila Odinga is actually leading currently in the opinion polls. But before we do that, I want to take this opportunity, guys, to thank you so much. You guys have been amazing this year. Without your support, I don't know whether we'd be here today. But when we began the year, it was a bit tough. Most of you guys encouraged me to push on. I know I used to receive several phone calls. Some I could not even manage to respond to. Several messages, encouragement, people giving me ideas. Majority of you did that. I know most of you came here when we are already 50,000 or 100, but we are glad we are here. We are racing to 150,000. Hopefully by next year, we'll be hitting 200 or 300,000. It's just because of your support. I know there are people here, every time I post a video, they will always be the first to watch. I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. I know so many of you guys have always called me and talked to me online, even through video. And I've talked to your kids because my voice is now part of your family. So I want to appreciate you guys so much. Let us get into this particular matter. Why do you think Raila Odinga is currently leading in the opinion polls? Look at the timing. Politics, nothing just happens like that. Personally, I don't believe in opinion polls so much. But a credible opinion poll will always give you guidance. In developed nations, opinion polls always mirror the actual happenings. But in a country where most opinion polls are sponsored, like I was looking at some opinion poll which someone from Murang'a was claiming to have conducted, that William Ruto is at 94% in Murang'a, that Raila Odinga is at 2%. Yeah, maybe they are true, but some opinion polls might be biased. So sometimes I don't really agree with them, but credible opinion polls should be taken seriously by any leader. I've seen Tangatanga guys dismiss opinion poll by Infotrak to an extent that they were listing the directors as being Luos. The fact is, Luos are the most thorough people. Yeah, but they should take it seriously. I know William Ruto and his team probably are conducting continuous opinion polls. Yeah, but why do you think Raila Odinga is now leading? I have 6 reasons why Raila Odinga is leading. The first reason, in my view, is the fact that the deep state is shaping the opinion. They want to convince you, moving forward, that Raila Odinga is overtaking Ruto. That Ruto was just leading because nobody had declared. The moment Raila Odinga declared, Ruto automatically becomes number 2. That's the timing I'm talking about. So in the minds of the deep state and in the minds of Kenyans, they'll clearly understand that Raila Odinga had not started campaigns. He has started campaigns now. William Ruto was running alone, and probably that's why he has been leading. And now that Raila is campaigning, he has started overtaking Ruto. So that as we head to the next general election, which is just a few months from now, you won't be surprised when you are told that Raila Odinga has won elections. In the last election, for example, Jubilee government invested heavily in opinion polls. And in their opinion polls, they always insisted on 54%. You remember the figure 54%. So basically, Raila Odinga is currently leading because the deep state want Raila Odinga to lead in the opinion polls. So that when he's declared the president, you won't be surprised. For example, if someone was to wake up today and declare Musalia Mudavadi the president, who would accept that? So that's the first thing. The second reason why Raila Odinga has overtaken Ruto, or is overtaking Ruto, because the truth is, Raila Odinga is performing well now, is because of the Azimio la Umoja campaigns. That Azimio la Umoja campaigns is actually paying off for Raila Amolo Odinga. That's the naked truth. When Raila Odinga started and President Kenyatta embarked on the Building Bridges Initiative campaigns, at some point they lost the narrative to the Deputy President. And when BBI was defeated, most Kenyans believed that Raila Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta's projects ended. Unknown to them, Raila Odinga and President Uhuru Kenyatta emerged with Azimio la Umoja. Azimio la Umoja initiative has actually been well received in this country. And because the campaigns of Azimio la Umoja were well organized, coordinated across the country. It began like in Nakuru. From Nakuru, I think they went to Mombasa. From Mombasa, they went to Kisii. It was well thought out campaigns. That campaign is the reason why Raila Odinga is leading in opinion polls. And if not leading, that's why Raila Odinga is gaining from Mutai Ngunyi's figures to other opinion polls. Even where Ruto is winning, Raila Odinga is actually winning. I was looking at some opinion polls which was shared by Team Tangatanga that according to their own opinion polls, Raila Odinga is at 16.6% in Mount Kenya. William Ruto is at 77%. That's exactly what the deep state wants you to know. That Raila Odinga has just ventured into Mount Kenya and these figures are rising from 2% to now 17%. And according to them, they only need that figure to reach 30 or 40%. So the truth is, Azimio la Umoja campaigns has paid off heavily for Raila Amolo Odinga. Number 3, why Raila Odinga is now leading or gaining is because of President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta's signal that is going to support Raila Odinga in 2022. That signal has played a huge role. There are those who are now willing to put their money in Raila Odinga's campaign. There were those who are still undecided because they didn't know where Raila Odinga was standing. One of them, for example, someone like Wambugu Nchiri. We've seen several other leaders from the larger Mount Kenya region now supporting Raila because the president has signaled where he's going to head. What about Raila Odinga's support base? If there's one thing Raila Odinga supporters don't believe in, is that Raila Odinga can just go to the polls, they vote for him, and is declared the president. They've always believed that Raila Odinga has always won in the previous elections. So what Raila Odinga has been lacking is the deep state and the system. By President Uhuru Kenyatta signaling supporting Raila, these guys are now re-energized. They now believe that Raila Odinga can actually become the president. So those who are saying in opinion polls that they were not going to vote, because if you're asked who would you vote for in 2022, and you're given there's Ruto, there's Raila, there's Mudavadi, and then there is I don't know, I don't care. There are those who are saying I don't care. Now they care. They're saying now Raila Odinga, and that's why Raila Odinga's fingers are moving that fast. So Uhuru Kenyatta's endorsement, and I'm repeating this again. The day President Uhuru Kenyatta will take the microphone, which is going to happen in January, and announce that he's going to support Raila Odinga for the presidency, that will be the game changer. For now, people like Mudavadi are still believing, Uhuru can support them, they can still question why they are not being taken seriously. But the moment Uhuru will do that, that will be the game changer. Number 4, why Raila Odinga is now leading or gaining in popularity is because of his acceptability in the larger Mount Kenya region. The truth of the matter is that Raila Odinga is gaining in the larger Mount Kenya region. And there are several other people who are supporting Ruto in the larger Mount Kenya region who have now moved from supporting Ruto to undecided. But there were those who are not supporting Raila Odinga who are now saying, for us, we are going to support Raila Amolo Odinga for the presidency. And that's very important. The fact that Raila Odinga is being accepted in the larger Mount Kenya region. Other people now believe that if Mount Kenya can accept Raila Odinga, why not us? And why is Raila Odinga being accepted in the larger Mount Kenya region? Governor support. The governors from the entire Mount Kenya region have offered their support to Raila Amolo Odinga. Even those in the diaspora, like Nakuru Governor Liki Nyanjoi, the Laikipia Governor Nderitu Mureithi, you go to Kiambu Governor, most of those governors have done a fantastic job for Raila Odinga. What about the members of parliament? The members of parliament like Kanini Kega, Sabina Chege now, and others who are going outside there and campaigning for Raila Amolo Odinga. The other day, I saw a member of parliament from Meru. Was it Peter Munya and some member of parliament from Meru and Peter Kenneth campaigning for Raila Amolo Odinga in Meru without Raila Odinga, and the rally was huge. So Raila Odinga is being accepted because of those support. And the other reason is Uhuru Kenyatta's key bloggers from the larger Mount Kenya region. Solomon Korea, Pauline Njoroge, Wahome Thuku, Nyuki Asali, anaitwanga? Kuna huyu jamaa wa Nyuki sijui nani. Several of them who are now coming out openly to associate with Raila Odinga, disseminating messages of Raila Amolo Odinga, dismantling William Ruto and his lies in the larger Mount Kenya region. Because of those, Raila Odinga is being accepted in the larger Mount Kenya region. So if opinion polls are conducted, it means Raila Odinga is likely to get some votes from the larger Mount Kenya region, and the opinion polls will definitely go up. Number 5, is the confusion in One Kenya Alliance movement. You know, One Kenya Alliance movement was supposed to be a third force. That's what they intended. But their personal interests don't converge. Musalia Mudavadi wants to go left. Gideon Moi, Kalonzo wants to go right. To an extent that even the vote in parliament yesterday, you saw the way they voted. Mudavadi wanted his team to vote with Ruto. Some of them voted this other side. And because of that confusion, there were those who are now saying, let us support One Kenya Alliance movement. Because of that confusion, now they are not. And the truth of the matter is that those who are in One Kenya Alliance movement, most of them are not for Ruto. They would rather stick with Raila Odinga. That's the honest truth. And that's how Raila Odinga is getting. And lastly, I can also call it William Ruto costly mistakes. William Ruto is a shrewd politician, but he has committed several costly mistakes. These mistakes will take time for him to recover from. Number 1, he has bitter allies. William Ruto's allies are very bitter. You can tell from when they are speaking. Some of them, when they speak, people who are just sober, I give an example of my friend Silvanus Osoro. Previously, Osoro was just a very decent young man who, whenever he speaks, you would want to listen to him. But nowadays, whenever he takes the microphone, you can even see the anger in the face. You'd see veins running, very huge veins, just to show that they are very angry. Rigathi Gachagua, Alice Wahome, Ndindi Nyoro, all of them are bitter. Kenyans are looking at them and saying, these bitter guys, what if we give them the presidency? And that's working to the advantage of Raila Odinga. The messages they have been relaying, still. In fact, William Ruto's biggest mistake was early campaigns, which has also helped him, but the messaging is still. They're not giving Kenyans new things. They've sold the same thing for 4 years. Kenyans are now tired. Telling Kenyans that Raila Odinga is a mganga. Mpaka Kenyans nowadays, wamezoea. So, those mistakes which Ruto has committed has actually contributed to Raila Odinga's gaining popularity. I don't know what you think. I could be wrong. I could be right. Until next time, this is Lima Queen. And by the way, my friend Aduinyang, the MCA for Kisumu CBD, has invited me for lunch. So, naenda huko sahi. Namaliza tu. Then I'm heading to his ranch in Nyalunya, Koloa. So if you need some lunch, you are in town, I can pick you, you accompany me. Have a good day. Bye-bye.